The IPPP Initiative Large, the Israel-Palestine Peace Plan Initiative. Fight back the free ride of, quote, do nothing and just wait for the coming of the Messiah. Instead, say yes to dupes who say it cannot be done. Que si se puede. Free the world with the teaching of Moses of PaRaDiSe Kabbalah. Caveat. The teaching of the creator of the Torah Bible is not the same as the teaching of Moses of PaRaDiSe Kabbalah. In what follows, I'll go against the grain, but with the ebb and flow of blood underneath. The leadership of Palestine and Israel are equally stiff-necked. Don't fall for the trap of being drawn into taking sides. Instead, protest but propose. There is nothing but conflict for IP in the era of dualism. For a peace plan, Israel-Palestine needs the PaRaDiSe era. IP needs to show the world that peace can be achieved. Israel and Palestine are consorts. Let us make it for the better. Protest injustice and propose the cosmic vision of things. Protest senseless conflict and propose wholesome peace. Today's 24 seems to be deja vu of the 68 as far as student protesting. There is no end to conflict in the present-day era of dualism. There's only peace in the future era of PaRaDiSe. What we're hearing proposing is initiating the PaRaDiSe era. The age of modernity is exhausted. More bad than good will come out of it. Fortunately, we now have the application of the one universal principle of knowledge. The task before us is uncurling this one universal principle of PaRaDiSe Kabbalah onto the multiple laws of the particular areas of knowledge in the university. The era of dualism doesn't have to be one overarching principle. It's just a bunch of tailored principles with numerous domains of validity. The era of PaRaDiSe has the one universal principle of knowledge, namely in Genesis 1:1a Alef. The universal principle is one whole S is become diagonal triad parts DRP with spiritual imaginary D, mental rational R, physical material P. This is illustrated by an ordinary coin. The one coin S is become slash flip side D rim R front side P. Now to the point of interest of how to bring about peace and prosperity in the Middle East. Let's start with the moral person of the state. Let's take it from the top and work our way downwards. Creator S is become slash civilization D, constitution R, culture P. Choosing the part of the triad of interest of constitution R, we convert this in turn into the subtriad constitution SR slash legislative DR, judicial RR, executive PR. This gives us the classical three-power state. To move onward to the PaRaDiSe era, we would take the subtriad judicial R and turn it into the second triad, tier triad judicial SRR, university DRR, judicial RRR, media PRR. This now provides us with a five-power state consisting of two powers government and three powers people. Let's move on now to the rational person of the citizen. Likewise, what we presently have is democracy of a one vote per person. What is needed is to apply the universal principle to achieve democracy of 3 votes per person. Let's start from the top and work our way downwards, making the necessary specifications. Creator S is become slash civilization D, constitution R, culture P. The previous state was simply civilization D as one vote per person. But now let's uncurl it to the next subtriad as civilization SD. This time we have civilization SD slash beliefs, PD, values RD, interests PD. This gives us 3 votes per person. Lastly, let's now move on to the physical person of the creative creature. Likewise, taking it from the top and working our way downwards. Creator S is become slash civilization D, constitution R, culture P. The person of culture P we now turn into culture SP slash emotional DP, rational DP, motor PP. This gives child suffrage via its parents' upbringing. But before closing, let's say a few words more to contrast democracy vis-a-vis duocracy. Wrapping up, we have a state of 5 powers vis-a-vis a state of 3 powers. An elector of 3 votes vis-a-vis 1 vote per person. child suffrage via parents vis-a-vis minimum age of voting. No re-election, since if elected the person is public, but running for election is private. The university as fifth power would be in charge of the administration of the budget. The news media as fourth power would be in charge of supervision of money and power. Democracy means for all peoples, races, ages, and sexes. Now to the application of PaRaDiSe Kabbalah to the specific case of Israel-Palestine. Diaspora Jewry would now have the right to vote for the three powers of the people, but not for the two powers of the government. This is the deal. It will be up to both the fourth power of the media and the fifth power of the university to come up with the PP for IP. Of course, the peace plan would need approval by the respective governments of Israel and Palestine. More to the point, the role of the news medium would be watchdog, particularly elections, but also power and money. By news media is meant the social media in general. The role of the university would be administration of the budget. By university is meant the tertiary, secondary, and primary levels of education. All details will be left to the delegates of the Constitutional Assembly. In closing, get initiated with my book, The Sweet Spot on the Obvious, All Revealing Yet Hiding in Plain View, and Saving Creation on the Baby Bang of Paradise Civilization. On Amazon in English and Spanish, printed and audible, and also digital for 99 cents dollar, 89 cents euro. Additionally, in 5 other languages, but not in audible. Let there be peace in the Middle East. Let live the Paradise era. Yours truly, Ricardo.